I was so stupid not to. It's there about 100 meters, 200 meters behind me. I was so stupid not to just record the leaving of this. This was Heningboshout, I think. Yeah, we had that other one. I think this was Heningboshout. But we've got a photo, and of the four of us at least, standing there in front of it. And I'll add that at the end there. Now it looks like a systematic down. The problem I have is that this little clip might look remarkably similar to previous clips when it comes to what's around me here. I should have recorded leaving that hut, man. But there is a recording at least when we arrived there. So if anybody's interested, then you should have been able to see what it looks like when you arrive. I did a bit of a 360 there, going around the place when we arrived. There we have them in front of us. It's a bit dark. I might have to see whether the beginning of this recording is a bit too dark and make it a bit light. But good weather. We had thunderstorms last night. Severe thunderstorms, but not much rain from it. Maybe 5 millimeters if we're lucky. But at least enough to dampen the mountain a bit. Been a while since I've seen some lightning and heard some thunder. That was nice. Looking at through that window of on my A-frame that I was sleeping in. That was just gorgeous. This section here reminds me a lot about Kamferskloof there, George. That particular trail there entered like a forest, if you want to call it that, of pine trees here. I've just gone a little bit ahead of the team here, sitting and waiting for them. Yeah, it levels out again. The thing is, I just want to finish wherever it's possible. I'd like to finish off the high hills, the work, try as far as possible, and then rest as soon as it becomes easy again. I tend to find that easier for me than going up too slowly and making the uphills last a bit longer. I think I've made that conclusion over the past 2 days. Get a workout on your uphills and then rest at the top. But other people prefer it the other way around. Other people prefer coming up at a systematic pace. It just differs from one person to the other.
Stood on the ridge where the cold wind blew, looking out at a world so wide and new. The mountain behind us, tall and grand. Now we move on through this untamed land. Backpacks tight and boots well worn, we start the trail through grass and thorn. The sun slides low, the path bends slow, and down to the forest below we go. Down the mountain step by step, to the green where the shadows crept. A place we've never seen before, a hidden trail, an open door. With every tree and breeze that blows, we feel the peace the forest knows. New ground beneath, old sky above. We walk with wonder, walk with love. The air grows thick with pine and moss, a world untouched, wild and lost. Birdsong echoes through the trees, and we move soft with quiet ease. Ferns reach out like nature's hands, guiding us through unknown lands. No map, no rush, just hearts that know.
It took a while to find the crossing there at the bottom. We then eventually discovered well, it didn't take that long. Took an extra, I went and scouted for the guys, and there was a bridge in the end that had obviously washed away during floods. And then there is a rope now to help the people up, or cross at least. And of course, the moment you have crossed that river, and don't ask me the name, I wonder how many rivers we've crossed by now. The moment you cross it, the work starts, and it's rocks, rocks, rocks. Rather rocks where I've got a far less chance of slipping than slippery mud, eh? I'm going to try and get ahead of them even further here. So I've got maybe 3 or 4 minutes to myself. Okay, we've just had basically a lunch here now inside this forest at this awesome waterfall there on the other side. One of the best places again to have your breakfast, well, lunch actually, lunch. Elegant sufficiency now. And my teeth are in my bag again, I forgot to put them on. Let's find them. This I want to see. Coming over this hill has been a long couple of miles of the most beautiful forest, indigenous forest, with thick, wide, old trees, indigenous trees. And now it just seems like you come out of it and you've got more like fynbosish. I think there used to be some bosbo on, what is bosbo in English? You know what I mean. On the right hand side, yeah. So it's a total, now it's downhill in the mountains. There, far ahead, the next round of mountains is just mind-blowing, opening up like the previous round earlier today. So it's just like one part of the interior of the mountain to the next interior part of the mountain. And the best part of all is that I've never seen it. It's like discovery. I'm on a discovery channel here, discovering far inside parts of the mountain. Half past two, and we've reached, it says leopard there. This is supposed to be Heuningbosch. Just like yesterday. Yesterday we also reached our previous one, Keurbosch, at 2:30. And interesting that it says, oh no, there's the sun. We just had a last bit of an uphill to get here. Named after a shrub called honey tea, cyclopea, something like that species. Heuningbosch hut, leopard, probably for accommodation and some ethics sign there. Bathroom here on the right hand side, built exactly the same as the other 2 or 3. Tanks there, and more accommodation. Nice. With that, looking down on that, and I saw a sign saying swimming pool. I've got a swimming pool down there somewhere. For the first time I might just go swimming, because when you're sweaty like this, you almost feel you don't care what the temperature of the water is like. Even cold water would be fine right now for me. Boy, am I relieved. Here is my hut, my A-frame. I've packed out some of my stuff here at least. The best is to pack it all out. Pack the whole lot out so that you can see what is where. I've noticed everybody else does it as well. Otherwise, you spend half your time trying to look for the things that you need. So there's my view looking through to the other side. Let's have a look through the window here. The view that we have from here. Looking through this window, we've got that forest and that piece of mountain sticking out there. That would be a nice photo, wouldn't it? 7:30 and about to leave Heuningbosch. It's about the same time as yesterday. There's my A-frame. Pity, they must just clean up around that A-frame. Last night I had to spend about, I don't know, probably about half an hour late at night cleaning up around the bend there, around the hut, because there were all kinds of things busy scarfing against the roof there, and it's a zinc roof, so that was a bit irritating, but I sorted that out and then eventually fell asleep again. Now today is yet another, I think another 14 again. It's been, every day's been about 13, 14, somewhere around there. And now we keep saying no, tomorrow's going to be more difficult, more easy. Personally, I think every day has been about the same in terms of difficulty, with the exception of the first day, of course. Very first day was hardly a walk, getting to Kalanda. So now we're off to Sleepkloof Hut. Sleepkloof. I should actually have taken a photo of it, maybe. Let's see what we see on this trail. This I'm recording because we've now walked 2 hours and 10 minutes, and here is our first sun that we're going to be walking into for the day here within the next 30 seconds here. It's actually been, the weather hasn't been bad in terms of temperature. I didn't put a jersey on. I took my chances and didn't put a jersey on, and quite frankly I'd say it's actually I didn't suffer from any cold. It's been perfect, nice and cool. I think it's a good thing that we actually came this time of the year instead of summer. I think we would have suffered. But here is our first sun, and not only is it our first sun, let's go and see what we see on the other side of this saddle that we're busy crossing here. Just this feeling of getting to saddles, 4 kilometer mark here. Just this feeling that you get when getting to saddles, getting closer. What's going to be on that other side? What's going to be on that other side? And you meet up with yet another beautiful part of this mountain range here. Look at that there. What you're looking at maybe for the first time is what I'm looking at for the first time. There's a trail at the bottom there, which could be ours. Perhaps we're gonna have to go that way around. I don't know. Isn't that the nice thing about not getting to parts of the mountain that you not only haven't seen yet, but you're not sure what direction the trail's going to go, because maybe you only see a part of the trail but you can't see all of it, so you still don't know how are we going to get to that part of the trail. We were just looking now for the first time since Monday. There's a little town to see there, and a bit of a debate going on. It's dead center of the screen here. Maybe not particularly bright because there's no direct sun, but there's a bit of contemplation going on here as to what town that is. It's quite interesting. One isn't used to finding the site of a little town so significant. But if you've been 5 days in the mountain and you don't know what town it is, then it really is interesting. But I'm starting to have a good look. I can clearly see the trail there now, where we're going to be going, and it's beautifully horizontal. I mean, if that's not the trail, then tell me what trail that is. And it goes beautifully horizontal there the whole time. And then I suspect that you may or may not see it goes up to the top of that one there. But how we're going to have to get to the other side. So either it's going to take us around like that, and if it doesn't, then that just means down to the river and some up again on the other side. Let's see if we've got to go down and up again, and if we're going to be going around like that. I have no idea. We have packed our stuff at the very last bit of accommodation here, and I can't remember the name. Bags are packed, I'm ready to go. Again, we're leaving early. We've only got about 3 kilometers to do this morning to walk out. About 3 roundabout, but now we've had to organize transport to pick us up and take us back to the starting point again. At some place, somebody's got to pick us up and take us back. But all is done, and all I want, please people, all I want is 1 minute, even just 1 minute, to finish my last little bit of coffee. What's the time? The time is, sorry about the shaking, 7:15. But say goodbye to this hut here, these huts, this accommodation, and let's walk it out. Day number 6, we have finally reached the end, back to civilization here at 8:15. The last 3 kilometers have been done and dusted. Hope you watched this. Lot of editing for me to do. Hope you like the ups and downs in terms of the accommodation, in terms of the mountain scenery. Unforgettable 6 days and 5 nights. I've got a lot of editing to do, and I'll catch you at some stage.